Hello there, it's Austin. Today we're going to talk a little bit about new fat tire. It's changed, but is it all that different? This review is not sponsored by New Belgium in any way, I just really like fat tire. A couple weeks ago when the news came out that Fat Tire would be transitioning from its old to its new recipe, I made sure I had some of the old style on hand so that I could do a comparison. I actually got a chance to try the new Fat Tire a couple weeks ago at a brew fest and talk to a New Belgium rep there about what changed. He mentioned it being more of a blonde ale than an amber ale now, but honestly, looking at a color comparison between the two of them, there's barely a difference. As far as the taste goes, there's definitely a brighter and a crisper mouthfeel. I would say a tiny bit of reduced sweetness over the old recipe. For the most part, I think it is pretty much the same. New Belgium has also put out a ton of documentation around the sustainability of the new recipe. Things like using unmalted barley, changing up how the label is produced and applied, and a huge emphasis on renewable energy input into the brewing process. Another thing I noticed between the two, which might be anecdotal, but the labels seem to come off a little bit easier in the new bottle, which I'm a fan of considering I'm reusing these bottles a lot. My general process for removing the label of most bottles is to rinse it out first and then soak the bottle for a few minutes in a warm soapy water bath. At this point, the label of the new Fat Tire bottle comes off pretty easily, and after minimal scrubbing, so does the glue and rest of the residue. By comparison, the older bottles are still one of the easier bottles to clean and remove the label, but definitely noticed that it took some more scrubbing and some soap to get it to the same levels of clean. At the end of the day, I think New Belgium realized that Fat Tire wasn't selling quite the way that they wanted to, but instead of retiring their flagship, I think they pivoted the recipe a little bit to get an easier drinking version. I like the new recipe a lot. I think it's preserved the spirit of the beer, it's made more sustainably. Really, the only perceptible change is that it's cut down on the sweetness a little bit. Maybe it's conspiracy, but there might have been some crossover between these recipes as sort of a soft launch in the past couple months. If you see new Fat Tire showing up on shelves around you, grab some. And if they still have some of the old version, grab some of that too. I'm interested to hear what you guys think about the changes. Cheers!